the bleeding woman, giving honor unto our Heavenly Father. This bleeding woman was healed. Whenever Yahushua healed someone, he meant it. His focus was on that person. He engaged with them. He looked into their hearts. He gave them his full attention, like Bartimaeus, a blind man who was brought before Yahushua, and who Yahushua would ask, "What would you have me to do for you?" Yahushua was interested in each and every person who he healed, whatever the reason was that he healed them. But there was one awesome, remarkable healing story that is different from all the others. And that story contrasts with the typical way that Yahushua engaged with the people he was healing. And that's the story of the woman with the issue of blood. Hallelujah, who was healed by faith of a condition that made her bleed. She touched Yahushua's garment. She understood that he was the high priest, and understood about healing, and understood the role of a priest in our lives. She reached for the hem of his garment as a reminder of Father's name and his commandments. Hallelujah. It says a large crowd followed and pressed around him, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. Bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors, and had spent all she had. And yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Yahushua, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his garment, the hem of his garment, because she thought, if I just can touch his hem of this garment, I will be healed. And you know the rest. Her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. And at once Yahushua realized that power, virtue, had gone out from him. And he turned around to the crowd and asked, Who touched me? And the disciples of the Talmudists responded, You see the people crowding against you? His Talmudim or his priest answered, and yet you can ask, Who touched me? But Yahushua kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, and trembling with fear told him the whole truth. He said to her, Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. Mark verse 24 through 34. You remember that. Are you bleeding? Have you been bleeding a long time? Have you been bleeding from any area? We know that the word still heals today. May Father grant you understanding and anoint your ears and your heart and your mind to receive again the fact that this woman had faith and she kept reaching until she grasped what she was reaching for. Shalom, shalom.